Hey, hello, guys. I'm finally. Yeah, it's fun to be back in the arena today, and yeah, I have to say, for the people that are watching, I'm Koen. That's the yeah. I would say I had so many roles in this project, but I would say I am the one that started this all.
Okay.
So I might go as a CEO right now, but I would say creative director is also a fit. But
Okay.
and I'm here to tell you guys about Deliver Us the Moon that has been in development for quite some time.
Okay. How many people are working on it?
Well, there has been a lot of people that worked on this game, but I like to say peak times where we had full deep development, it was around 20 people. And I would say it was currently we're 10.
Okay.
So we're of course in the end phase of this project. So yeah, that's about where we are right now.
Okay.
And we're about to release.
Okay. Awesome.
We're just, I think it's about 5 weeks. It's the 28th of September. We finally, where everyone has waited on for so long, we could finally announce. I know it was yesterday. We could finally announce the release date. It was 28th of September.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, have you ever heard of the game?
I've heard of it.
Ah.
I also looked a little bit into it, but I didn't play it myself yet.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna let myself be surprised today. I already
Okay.
heard good things about it,
Okay.
especially the graphic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's
fried. The graphic, something fried. I think it was the the capture card or something fried up when they tried to test it before. I didn't see it, but it fried because it's so good graphics.
Yesterday we were testing this out, but it's such a great story already that the game fried the graphics card already. That's like it actually happened on The Office as well, but
Okay.
but that was a long time ago because now it's optimized. So I was like, huh? How did it happen? But anyway, yeah, it's quite of a beefy game in graphics. So yeah, I'm curious what you think.
Me too. So we're going to kind of look into it now. Let's
Yeah.
get the keyboard here. Up. How long was the development on the game?
Development was, well, let's say we started this from the kitchen table, so we had nothing, so just an idea, and I was just amazed by AAA games, and I just wanted to do it myself. So
Okay.
everyone thought like, yeah, you're crazy, that's not going to happen. But Unreal Engine, Epic Games, they are just offering possibilities greater than I could have imagined. But so the first 2 years, I would always say they were kind of more in the research phase. So we went through many prototypes. We showcased, the worst thing. If I look at it back now, it's like, wow, did I actually showcase something like this? But I remember being at the Indie Arena booth in 2015, and it were just a couple of floating boxes in space, and it had a spacey vibe, a lot of Stanley Kubrick vibes coming from like the aesthetics, and that was just the pitch actually, like, this is what I wanted to start from. And I would say after the Kickstarter, and we had an enormous feature by Gronk, big YouTuber of course, and a Twitch streamer, where we have a beautiful community to thank for him that he sent so many people to us. That took off, so we could literally go abroad and find for publishing partners. And I would say it took us around 1.5 to 2 years to set up the actual game. And this is and we're finished. That's that was a tough one.
So as you said, brought a lot to your community. So you have your own Twitch channel.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, well, that was the interesting part, is that because Gronk was so nice, he even had a dedicated stream for us. It was literally called Deliver Us the Money, and he sent so many people to us that I kind of wanted the people to see our response, our reactions on what was happening. So I just turned on the stream without any experience on it. So, and eventually that evolved a bit in that we just wanted to stream every now and then. And it was then more regularly, but yeah, as development tightened and the team grew, it was a little less.
Okay.
And from 2 weeks ago, we're back live on our channel again with a whole new setup. So we are also some kind of a streamer, but we always like to say we're mostly a developer. That's why we always put that up front. But yeah, I mean, yeah, streaming is just awesome. I mean, I think, I can see the chat there. I just love this setup, guys. I mean, this is my dream.
So is it completely first person? Because somebody just wrote, no.
No. It's well.
Can you switch the camera?
No, you can't. But you can. I used to tell you this. That's kind of a hybrid. So sometimes we take first person to have more intimate moments, such as you can now pick up stuff that tells more. Yeah. And when you walk outside or when you're on the moon, I just love to see the astronaut, like the whole suit itself. So that's why we also switched to third person. But that goes automatically. Okay. We planned that as designers.
Okay, so it's not even switchable, even though you're outside. So if somebody likes the first person more, he can't switch it.
No.
Okay. No. So it's both. So
we call it a little bit the in-helmet experience, but you first have yet to find your suit and put it on.
Yeah, I think it's here. There I can push a button. I was looking for a button. I didn't find it. Oh, the graphics are really sweet, man.
Thank you. I always like to think that this is our Batman moment, that you just pick up your suit and get ready, you know. So now you're third person, and that's you're in the suit. So yeah, this is another thing. This whole first level you're playing is to introduce you to most of the mechanics we are using in the game. And this is your Astro tool and the mission log currently. So yeah, you will see in your environment you can do a couple of things, such as scanning information from your environment. Yeah, you have to tap out.
With tab again, okay. What I wanted to ask, I just forgot it.
No, it's okay.
That's beautiful, man. We're having a big screen here standing. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? Claire, one of the characters in our story, she's mission control from Earth, so she's not traveling with you.
Okay.
And she just said it took us 4 years to get her ready for launch. But a funny fact about this is it actually took us 4 years to get this game ready. So it wasn't actually intended, but when I was sitting in the office and I said, guys, she actually says that it took Fortuna 4 years to get that mission ready in our game story, but it actually took us 4 years to get this game out. So it kind of has a similar thing there.
Did you already have the text before you had the 4 years, or?
No, yeah, actually, yeah, we did. People coming by.
People coming by, waving the whole time.
Let me see, I can see, I said Midnight Hunter, I see Hawkman, I see a lot of people that I know. Johan Tering, that's my companion in the company. He's looking there. Torkat, oh my God, that's an old man. That's a long time that I've seen you in streams. Jordi Velasquez, that's my business developer.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
So what can we do here?
This is explaining you what certain tools are doing. So for example, communications device can pick up audio logs, stuff that happened in that room, or pick up live communication from Earth, so when they try to patch in.
Okay. Then we have the flashlight. Okay, that's pretty much straightforward. The Astro tool is that one where we were inside with the mission log.
Yeah.
Or where we are at the moment. And the Oculus does the scanning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So for everyone watching, this is it's a narrative-driven game. That's our first angle, and it is being mixed with some light puzzling. So along the way, you will find. I would always call this. I always told my level designers, I want a puzzle, but I don't want a puzzle. And it was like, Koen, please, what do you mean? But I was like, I don't want people to see that it's an actual, puzzle piece by piece thing. I wanted to have it more part of the environment, that you see it more as an environmental hazard than an actual puzzle. But they are set up as puzzles a little bit, so yeah.
So as I can see, we're indoor now again, so we have the first-person perspective again, so we can look at this stuff better. Now we have the information of a mother lost.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's part of, you have like in our game, it's around, I would say 50 to 60 years from now. So if we would continue treating our planet right now as we do today, then eventually we will run out of resources. So in our game that actually happens, and most of all, it is hard to get energy. And during the time that it happened, they did a lot of research on the moon to kind of salvage helium-3 into usable energy for Earth. And sometimes we use actual tech in the game. So for example, the MPT system, that is the big system that has been set in place in our game, is called a microwave power transmission, and that's something that's actually being researched by the Japanese right now.
Okay.
And what it actually does is it transfers energy wirelessly. So that's something we use sometimes in the game, that's actual tech and actual research, and mixed with, sometimes we have to just make sure that the game stays playable, so then it might get a little bit in an unrealistic setting, but I'd like to stick to the realistic parts, but I also want the game to be fun, so...
Of course. That's where we came from, so I was already on the correct
So
way.
the mother lost in there is the wife of the inventor of the MPT system, so slowly, bit by bit, if you explore enough, you can...
Find more the story about what happened before and...
Exactly.
So it's also a part that you have to find the story yourself.
Yeah, so the reasoning why there is actually a one-man mission is that at a certain moment there was a huge blackout and the whole system fell apart. So if you turn back, you can see if you look back, you see an ginormous system above you, a little bit above there.
Yeah.
And that's the receiver from Earth that getting the signal from the moon. But it turned off, and there is actually no good explanation, and there's no communication anywhere from the moon. So with all their scarce resources, they try to set up this mission, and they send you up to the moon to figure out what actually happened there, and if you're possible to save mankind. That's our
so I'm
premise.
On a lonely mission.
Yeah, exactly.
And I might be the only help and gonna be a superhero in space.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah.
So you said that you're using actually techniques in this game that people are actually investing or they're making researches on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of leak.
What do you mean?
You're leaking inside information from NASA.
Yeah, in some way. Yeah, well, for example, I remember when we thought about space travel, there's a huge space elevator in our game. And what's interesting about it is that they are actually also researching if it's actually possible to find a more cheap way of just burning fossil fuels to get outside Earth. And in our case, we used it at the moon. So eventually when you reach your rocket and you launch yourself, then you will eventually find the space station, and from that point on, you have to get into that elevator or get it running again.
Okay.
And that's also something that's real tech that's being researched right now, space elevators. And they're long, I can tell you. They're extremely long.
Okay. I have absolutely no clue about that.
No, yeah, well, first of all, we didn't as well, but then we saw like, oh, actually that could work. That's especially if we take 60 years from now, something might have been developed like this.
I'm still fascinated by the graphics, to be honest. That's good that you talk a lot.
It's okay. Well, most of the team members are getting kind of done with my talking. My brother is even worse, so be happy that you're stuck with me instead of him, because that's even more insane.
So your brother works at the same company as well, so he works on the game as well?
Yeah, we both have the company together with Johan, who's in the stream.
Okay.
And yeah, that's just great. It works out. He's more, I would say he's a little bit more tough than me.
Okay.
Usually I'm a bit of the nice guy, and he's more the strict guy.
Okay, okay. Well, you always have to have a strict guy.
Yeah. Johan is maybe even more strict, but that's because he invested a lot in this, but he's not actually part of the development team, but he's we kind of created that as an investor within the company, so we could keep the train going.
Okay.
And that's a lot of trust. The mission log. If you've just found a key, so if you tap out,
I have.
Oh, you have the key already.
I have the key already.
Does it say something in the? Yeah, here it is. Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
35483. Oopsie, missed it. Can I re-erase it like that? Oh, then I have to reset it. 35480.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a mechanic we use, and the hard part of game development is you want to introduce most of the mechanics to the player in the beginning to make sure that they understand the rules in your game world. So, and that was a big challenge because we had so many mechanics going on, and at some point, this is also, for example, where our publisher back then was sharing a lot of experience. So that's where we could kind of win time to know how to set up things like that.
If I'm not mistaken, this game is at the moment in the early access, right?
No, it's not in early access. It's still in development, but we're currently just focused at the 28th of September release, and then it's just immediately on Steam for everyone to buy.
And I think that's the thing that people are going to ask most, and maybe are interested. How much is it going to cost?
What do you think? What do you think it's worth?
What I think it's worth? Hard to say because I haven't played that much yet. From the graphics, I would say it would go. It's always hard to say the price because it also means how many play hours you have.
If I
would say 39, something like that.
Oh, really? Damn.
You're cheaper?
Yeah. It's you have to think about. I would say, if you play this game, well, honestly, I can speedrun this, but I would say 5 hours is a correct amount of time you will spend there. It depends on how far you explore and how much you try to figure out, and it might even be a little bit longer, but I would say 5 hours, and we're gonna sell it for 20 euros.
Okay, that's a good price.
Yeah.
Is my flashlight out? My flashlight is out, right?
Yeah,
no, it's back on.
It has that timer battery.
It goes off after a while. You see the bars? Are those the marks on?
Yeah, slowly degrading, or the.
That's a nice detail.
Yeah, that's something we usually get comparison with Dead Space, because I really love the fact that they use the suit for instead of UI in that sense, like to show you what's going on. And sometimes, of course, this is aimed at the player, but I also was thinking, like, what if another astronaut was there? For example, you will also see oxygen on the back of your suit, so when you're in space, you can see that counting down. And I was thinking, like, what if another astronaut is with you and he can also check up on your suit from a distance, like, oh, watch out.
Okay.
It's possible in some sense.
So you're thinking about a multiplayer as well?
No. That's no. But if you want to create a believable game world in that sense, I was like, is this actually logical? But it's possible.
So here we have a chat log or an email log.
Yeah. That's the deepest, in sense of narrative that we put into the game. So there's a lot of emails that you can read, and characters that have a lot to do with each other, and try to figure out what actually happened.
Okay. So you can turn it. Don't forget, everyone, we've lost that day.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're about to be in a gameplay part.
Okay.
So this is the
where we have to go for that?
Yeah, I think you can. It depends what you want to do.
We can have some action as well.
yeah, definitely. I would say the first part is to introduce the player and also get them into the story a little bit if you explore enough. And in a couple of moments you'll get to the more puzzly things, I would say. What I was talking about. Like it's a little bit more in the environmental hazard state, or you have to fix something or to get through somewhere.
Charges real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is you're in the kind of an abandoned base in Kazakhstan, where they usually also launch rockets.
Okay.
That's being done in the Baikonur Cosmodrome in the real life, but since we already had a kind of a deserty feel to the game because there's so much heat going on in the game, the earth has warmed up. I chose a different place in Kazakhstan that's actually existing, and that's in Fesenkov, and that's where it actually looks like a bit of a desert like this.
Okay. How do I use the scanner now?
For this part, you can just walk through.
Ah, okay, then automatically comes. Ah, okay, tab. Okay, there you go. So it's a story about.
Yeah, and if you tap out, you can just keep on listening to this.
Ah, okay, cool. I only see the play button on the back.
Yeah.
Nice detail again. I love details in games. If the graphic, like, you have like these small parts that make it like a little bit realistic, that shows you like, yeah, we wouldn't have to do it, but we did it. Just to make the detail more lifestyle, not lifestyle, but to make it a bit more realistic, or to interact with the viewer or with the gamer itself.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is
the rocket we flew here.
Yeah, that's the rocket you're actually embarking on in a couple of moments.
Okay.
So if you go, if you go up, you're getting to control center, and that's where I'm curious if you can start this rocket.
We will see. Let's try it. Have to go further up. I think I probably have to start here something, right? Interact. We should power reboot. Sorry, can we reboot the PC?
Calculating new storm ETA. Claire, we have a problem. The storm is approaching faster than expected. Way faster. Time's running out. Keep going, Christina. We've been working.
The graphics are really good. I like it.
Yeah, so now you have to figure out how to get to that rocket.
Okay, so I can't launch it right here. Like say bye-bye, rocket. It was nice meeting you. Have a pleasant flight. Please put your seatbelts down and your seats up.
Yep.
So now we have to find the way to the rocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't go out there anymore. Okay. So I have to walk a different way. There's a door. Let's try this door. Ha, we're outside. That's
Do you
good.
usually play games like this?
I play everything.
Awesome.
As soon as I see a game that I would like say like I could like it, then I take a look into it, and it depends on how much I like it or how much time I have. I just keep on playing it then usually. There have been games I've played like for 3 months in a row.
Yeah.
There were games that I played one day, or there were games like 5 days, so it's always different. But this is actually a game where I would actually really like to look into.
Yeah, so one of the hydrogen valves are now turned to get the rocket ready.
Mm-hmm.
And this is typically what I mean by environmental hazards, stuff that's not correctly like in a good shape anymore, so you're being thrown a challenge.
Why you break?
Yeah. So and that's kind of if you continue the game, the puzzles sometimes get more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So think about if you're on the moon, there's of course no oxygen. So
of course, yeah.
When you're thrown in an issue like this, then you also have a little bit of a time pressure then to make sure that you get out safe.
Okay, so you can also actually lose like your air.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So it makes it more tricky, or makes it even stressful in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Okay, we're back here. We've been here already. So I'm not quite sure if you're correct. Is it the right way?
Yeah, so the ladder broke.
So we have to find a way up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems that maybe this door, no, it's closed. yes, indeed. We're gonna take this ladder then.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I get like this through here? Hello. Oops. I shouldn't drive my car today.
It's okay. You're doing fine. You're a real astronaut.
Yes.
It's not fully on it, so the elevator is not able to move.
So you have to move a little bit to the left.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you that, you know, we had so many prototypes before this, and the moment that we started to really grasp on what the game should be, and we also started to design the game a bit more moment to moment. So we really wanted to make sure that people had a great experience rather than having like a big chunk of game, but it's so we in that sense we went for quality rather than quantity, and that was very necessary to make sure it has value.
Of course.
Nice one.
We did it.
You did.
Put the fuel in the ship.
Yeah.
But that's something I like. Like that was a point where it was details again. The ladder wasn't correctly on. You couldn't push the button. There are a few games if you do that, it just bugs back and then it drives up the elevator.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the. From when we started this, there were moments where you, for example, there's a moment that you wanted to go into the rocket and it was kind of more like a flash, so you're like sitting in the seat, but this time, you know, you see him climb up the ladder in the cockpit, and that's the level of detail we were able to polish the game with eventually. And yeah, you have to be careful with that, because if you get your creative team into so much detail, then
of course,
sometimes, literally our Jira, so our tasks, is insane how much, details we can still polish and stuff. But at some point you're like, guys, it's done. We're good. We literally have to debut. We're debuting with this game. It's our first one, and we usually get questions like, have you ever made games before, or were you working at Bethesda or something and started your own company? But no, we made it with a lot of juniors actually.
Okay. I know I can push this button probably.
Yeah, you do.
Looks good. It's an intro, so or a movie sequence.
You primed the rockets.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the headsets are very quiet, but I can listen to the music. It's really nice. The one in the background, the atmosphere.
It plays a big role in our game, so I can say it's half, if not more, of the experience. Usually I tell everyone that play tests the game, like, put on your headphones, because then I see people really zone into this game and they take off their headset and they're like, oh wow, I was at Gamescom, yeah, of course.
So you have also a booth right here.
Yeah.
Also in the indie area?
Yeah, so we're on the other side of the indie arena. Oliver and Andreas literally helped me on a very, very last minute with a great spot, so I can't be more thankful to these guys. They always are so nice. It's our third year, so we are kind of veterans here. No, but they're great. Oh, you can enter the rocket, man.
I can. We're gonna climb up. Don't break ladder. I'm gonna kick your ass if you break.
Yeah, it might happen.
Which booth number is it, so that the people can look by?
Actually, I have no clue. Is there a number on our booth?
Yes, this one is, I think, in 10 or something like that.
Oh well, we are in hall 10.1. That's something, and I didn't know the booth number. That's something but it's actually, if you enter hall 10.1, the indie arena is not you can easily see this. So yeah.
I missed something. Or do I have to hold it? Nothing happening. Something missing. I flipped all the switches.
Yeah.
Can I close it? No.
You have to do it again. Right at the blue. Do it again.
Ah,
Nice
okay.
one.
Okay, switches. I love switches. Let's put
Yeah.
them all. Oh, I have to put in the right code. Does it change something there? Nope. Maybe there's something I can do. Nope. Maybe the bottom right. Oh.
Oh. The
Mission
rocket is
failed.
destroyed.
Oh my god. I just failed there.
Yeah. But luckily this is a game, so you get another chance.
Really? Oh, good thing.
Just like your training, you can do this. Initiate launch procedure.
I think there was actually game once where you only had one character, and after that, you were not able to play the game anymore when you died.
Oh yeah, so that's like a perma-death.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, isn't that DayZ?
No, it wasn't Daisy. You still, oopsie. Late.
Ooh, nice one.
It wasn't multiplayer actually. So auxiliary power units, power sequence, A1, A3. Ah, there are numbers on it. A1, A3, A1, A3, B3, and B4. Okay, you just have to read, and then you get smarter.
Nice one.
Reading helps. So we have to start this one.
Oh, you're definitely not the slowest, don't worry.
Okay, now we have to switch them. Quickly release all values.
Nice.
It said quickly, so we have to quickly. Be quick.
So this whole sequence, how it's looking and where you click is more gamey, but the sequence is an actual T-9. So
Okay.
if an astronaut would see this, he would say, that's actually what we do.
Okay. That's really interesting. Take off.
Oh man, you're launching yourself. You did that all by yourself? That's awesome, man. You're a
Seems
real
like it.
astronaut. Not many
So
people
do I get a
that-
suit now as well?
Yeah, you actually can. Yeah. The suits, that's our way of getting into the universe. So if people meet us, they see all these astronauts at the booth, and I think that was during the Kickstarter. So there's also many fans now walking into them. So that's super fun to see and have those. Yeah, it's actually a little bit of a cosplay.
True. Maybe some people are going to come in the complete suit someday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be amazing. So you're in space.
I'm in space. Can I put on my flashlight?
Yeah, you can.
Why is it so dark?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
When the first astronauts made their way to the moon 100 years ago, they knew an Earth full of life.
Is it come out on multiple like console as well, or?
Currently we're focusing on a Steam release, and consoles have always been part of our future strategy, and yeah, we're gonna work as hard as we can to make that happen as well. But
Okay.
we just have to first release this on PC, and then yeah, think ahead further on how to do this. But it's
Nice.
definitely still we're still aspiring that. Yeah.
Maybe we'll crash some graphic cards as well on the PlayStation.
Oh wow, if that happens.
That would be good.
Yeah. Honestly, we tested this game on we have like these smaller computers that work an Xbox 360, but then a little bit. They call back then. I bought them at Dell, and I remember it's an Xbox 360 with teeth. That's what they said. So
Okay.
but it actually runs on that. So
Okay, good.
we did a ginormous amount of. Yeah, you have to do the last part of the launch sequence. That's actually in the real in real, if you're in space, there's this stage separation where you do this. So that's where you lose like the big fuel cans, and because that's actually very dangerous. Literally a bomb attached to yourself. Nice one.
Yeah, we're launching.
Yeah. Here you go.
Beautiful. I just talked with my girlfriend yesterday or the day before that. I was like, would be awesome.
Yeah, we don't see any screens anymore. Oh, here it is.
It froze a bit.
Yeah.
Can happen. Like, I wish I had, like, even though if I'm like 80, even if I get that old, I don't know. I drink too much alcohol, I guess. But if I would get that old and like in my lifetime just to have the possibility to go once in space, that would be like really awesome.
So you would also say yes to that? That's man, I agree. I have with my wife now. She's now my wife, married this year. Married her, but she's really scared if I say like, hey, I'm gonna go to space. I just want to take a look. She's like, yeah, but it's gonna take you're long gone then. I'm like, no, maybe just around the moon and back. So a couple of days maybe.
Why not? I think they're having the mission now where people can apply for the one-way ticket to Mars.
Yeah, it's true.
And I heard, I'm not sure if it was actually, I heard about it, that there was even the possibility to circle around Earth once. So you fly up to one of the satellites or one of the space stations, and you go runs around the Earth, and then you go back.
Yeah, that's. Well, I know that Virgin was doing something as well, where you just can drop out of Earth for a moment and you jump back in. It would take you around half an hour. But I would apply for that. If it's still a little bit expensive, I think.
I think so too. I think that's why I did not look at the price, or it was like, I'm gonna do it. No.
Yeah. So this was the game.
It's
the demo.
I like it. It's good graphics. The puzzles are great. I can't believe it gets way harder later on, and the atmosphere is great.
Thank you.
The atmosphere is really great. I like it as well that you are able to make your own story, or you can. Well, it's rather said, you have to read the story. So if you want to have a lot of story, you have to read a lot. You can find out more things about what happened before.
Yeah. So.
Or you just simply do the puzzles and.
That's possible. Yeah. So for the rusher, you can go and do the puzzles and experience what's going to happen. And for people that really love the story, we have, for example, the audio log, so you can listen also through what happened. And even later, there's these holograms that you will find, because you will also meet a tiny little robot that is able to beam when you're like positioned and located in a certain area. He can. People in the moon had these robots back then, so he can kind of recreate and decrypt a hologram version of what happened there.
Okay.
And that's kind of our most fancy way of storytelling in that sense. So you can actually see characters and stuff. Okay. And yeah. Yep. Andreas, that was loud.
I even heard it through my headset.
Yeah, maybe too. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, you bust the PC.
We both
Got it. He crashed our PC. Okay, but he's good.
He's good.
It seems to work. It seems to work.
It is getting ever so greedy.
These guys.
They're having fun. That's the most important thing.
They are. Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
So this trailer, this is our intro trailer that we are. This is actually very. We're gonna release this even later.
Okay.
We're. That's what we're showcasing here at Gamescom. So everyone that might get back into or get to Gamescom still, they can play it at the booth and talk to us.
Hall 10.1 in the area.
Yes.
Arena, not area. I always say area. I don't know why I say area. Arena.
Yeah.
Is it also? Does it have a lot of movie sequence in the game itself, or?
There's moments where we take over for a moment and show you a little bit what's happening and get introduced to, for example, the robot, or I would say thrilling moments that just catch you off guard a little bit. So. But there are also moments where they kind of flow into that we ask you to do something like, So
Okay.
it's a kind of a surprising element as well on the game. Yeah,
Nice.
that's what it is.
How long did other people need for the demo? Just curious.
Depends. I would say most people take their time. Mostly, if we really talk about the demographic for this game, they really take their time. They just want to see everything. But approximately, I would say 20 minutes is the first level. That's what they take. Yeah.
Nice, nice. There is a question in chat that I saw.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no, that's just because of Andy coming in here with the microphone.
Oh, I will.
Misunderstanding.
Torkat says, please greet Paul as well. That's my brother, and the rest of the team. Have fun at GC. Yeah, thanks, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, so fun. Oh yeah, and that yellow name is always hard to read.
Yeah, if you have the dark mode and
Yeah,
black
yeah,
or the
yeah.
dark blue, it's awful. It's really
Yeah.
awful. What's the channel name? Is it actually?
It's Koen Interactive, so it's twitch.tv/Koen Interactive. So, yeah, I think maybe I see Jordy in there, so they can send the link. I'm not sure. Is it allowed to send links in this chat? Anyway, it's most people. Yeah, that's the developer's name. So that's our channel, and
Okay.
we stream regularly on. Try to do it each week right now. Have some crazy green screen setups now that we have fun with, like walking on the moon and stuff. It's actually I feel like a child when I'm dancing on the moon there. So yeah, no, it's fun, and we always like to have fun with the community and talk with them. And coming up to release, we're gonna release even more trailers. Maybe a little bit different. We had a really heavy. Maybe can we possibly show the trailer that we released?
Is it possible?
Is it? It's on YouTube. I'm not sure if that's possible because that's honestly. Sorry. Oh,
Oh, you can show it. Okay.
Oh well, you can see it on YouTube. It's our newest trailer, and that's yeah, it's a little bit how would you call it? It's a little action packed. It's
Okay.
really cool. Feels a little bit Hollywood, but that's because my brother has a lot of yeah, I would say experience in doing Hollywood trailers, such as Justice League and doing Daredevil for Netflix. So I told him like, well, man, let's make sure that our trailer also sounds really good because he's a composer for that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Always good to have context for something like that.
yeah, definitely.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna check the trailer because I think I haven't seen the trailer. I saw some in-game footage from the demo,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't seen the trailer itself.
It's no, it's yeah, it released yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
And
then I couldn't.
Gronk had an exclusive on it last Friday, so he was
Okay.
like he could show it, yeah, from anything else. So
Okay.
yeah, that was really cool. People loved it, I heard.
So I'm gonna check it out. People check it out on YouTube, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, there I see. Oh, there's what is that?
Oh, there's a
oh,
link.
they linked the trailer.
They linked the trailer. Perfect.
Oh, wow.
So people in the chat, you can watch the trailer.
Yeah, that's nice. We're checking. Johan, what is he saying? We're checking the actual content of. Yeah, that's also cool. All the trailers you will see, it's no pre-rendered stuff. It's all real. It's all
Yep.
in the game. So that's something I knew from the beginning that if you're an indie, you should show what you have and don't make promises that are not there. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what it is.
Just out of 5 minutes. 5 minutes left.
Cool.
Just out of curiosity, how did you come up with this? Why this type of game?
Well, first of all, I was always dreaming to be an astronaut when I was younger,
I
and
think every child almost.
yeah, I
has
know,
that.
I know. And my brother and me were well. I did. I was working on a game at the company, and it just didn't pull off very well. And I wanted to do something else. So, and we love movies like Duncan Jones' Moon or
Okay.
Interstellar and 2001: Space Odyssey from Stanley Kubrick. And we were I always wanted to make a sci-fi, but more into the hard sci-fi, real tech instead of Star Wars, for example. That's also cool, but yeah, I was fascinated by those movies, and yeah, from there on we just tried and tried to get up this concept where it takes place a little bit in the future. And honestly, it was my brother that kind of pitched the game to us at the company, that said like, it was literally called Moon Man at first. There was a guy living on the moon, literally like the movie Moon. And from there on out, I told him like, well, we're gonna take the concept and then we're gonna make sure that it evolves into what it is today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And when you started off, how many people were there?
Yeah, and nobody actually. It's me and my brother and Johan. Then we didn't even have an office.
Okay.
And while we were figuring that one out, I had a great artist, Leon Tucker. He's actually quite big right now. I knew back then already that this guy will be on a high level with guys like people that made Uncharted and stuff. And he kind of, toyed around with concept art with me, and eventually did a couple of great shots for this game as well. And you kind of collect people that are passionate about, well, maybe I would say the impossible, because when I pitched this to certain people, they said like, come on, I mean, you cannot want this, you've never done a game like this, how in the hell would you make this happen? But I always believe in you need a bit of a challenge, and this was quite ambitious, but it was my 10-year plan to have a game look like this and play like this, but we made it in 4. So I also got 10 years older immediately. It was all worth it. It's beautiful.
I think I'm more gray than you.
Yeah, well, it's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah,
the stress moments are coming.
Yeah,
the release. It's gonna bring some gray hair with you.
Yeah, but everything is preparation, and I just hope people love it like I do. I'm really proud on the team. I'm extremely happy with communities that help kickstart this. Gronk that believed in the project at the first time. It was then a little bit of a walking simulator back then, but with adding more narrative in there, adding more shots, gameplay parts. Yeah, we could make this happen without. Yeah, we couldn't make this happen without those people. So yeah, amazing, I would say. It's a dream come true.
I can believe that. And what is like the one thing in the game that you say that makes the game perfect for you? The one thing. Is it like, for example, the story part? Is it the graphic, the mechanic?
I would say the atmosphere. So the fact that sometimes I also get caught by that I just forget my environment around me. It's almost sometimes that I see people as if they were doing a VR game, and but you're still looking at a screen. So
of course,
that's kind of, and the fact that you expect some stuff in space and it actually happens. There's something in Space Station that just, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, what? But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's I can see that over and over again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Great.
Cool. I
think
see the chat. Thanks, guys. People from the community that were here. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week when we. It might be my brother, by the way. I think he's doing the stream next week. Anyway, we're streaming next week again, so we're gonna tell a lot more about how we develop this.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming by.
Yep.
It was nice meeting you.
Definitely.
And everybody out there, have a great day. Have a great time at the GC. And don't forget, talk bye by those boys there.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.